Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. We're going to be working on Unit 2 lessons 3 and 4. We're doing the same topic around the city. Let's get started. Our objectives for the day are: we will listen to a conversation between tourists and a tour guide. We will listen and complete a fact file. We will use phrases for interrupting. We will carry out an internet search about an Egyptian castle or fort. We will learn about more places in Egypt. We will complete a text using the past simple, and we will write a paragraph about a place in Egypt. So, I would like you to listen to some tourists talking to a tour guide and then answer the following question. Which building are they looking at? So, make sure you have your paper and your pen and jot down your answers, please.
North Castle was once very beautiful. The tower on the left was higher than it is today. There were 3 floors, and on each floor there was one large room. Excuse me, can I ask a question? Was there a river around the castle? Yes, there was. That's why there is a bridge here. There were lots of fish in the river, but the river is dry now. That's interesting. Yeah, the weather was very different here 400 years ago. Can I just ask who built the castle? The king built it. He started building it in 1666 and finished it 5 years later in 1671. Now, where was I? Oh, you were talking about the weather. Ah, yes, it was very green here then. It rained a lot. Now it doesn't rain very often. Now I'll tell you about the rooms. I'm sorry to interrupt, but did the king live in the castle? Yes, he did. Okay, I was talking about the rooms. The room at the top of the tower was the dining room. On the second floor was the bedroom. Now let's go up these stairs to see the walls.
I want you to guess which building they are looking at. Is it A, B, or C? Write your answers down. Now, I would like you to listen again and complete the fact file. Number 1, or the first one, is done for you. The name of the building is North Castle. So, you can rewind and listen to the audio one more time, and then let's check the answers together. They are talking about picture A. So, in exercise 1, the picture they were describing was picture A. Now, let's complete exercise 2. The number of floors in each tower is 3. So, each tower has 3 floors. The number of rooms on each floor is 1 room. So, there are 3 floors in each tower and 1 room on each floor. The river around the castle now, or in the past, it is in the past. So the river around the castle was in the past. It was built by the king. So this castle was built by the king. Building started in 1666 and it finished in 1671. Weather, when people lived in the castle, was a lot of rain, so it was rainy weather. Now I would like you to work with a partner. Choose someone to be student A and choose the other partner to be student B. Student A should, okay. Now you're going to be working with a partner. Find a partner at home. Could be a friend, could be a family member. Student A will describe a building or a place that he or she knows well to the other partner. When your partner interrupts you, answer the question, then continue with the subject. And student B should interrupt the partner politely to ask questions about the building or place that they are describing. So one person is going to describe a place and the other person is going to interrupt them by asking a polite question in order to guess what place student A is describing. You can always use the function box to help you. So if you want to interrupt someone, you can say, excuse me, or can I ask a question, or can I just ask, or I'm sorry to interrupt, but, and then you ask your question. After people interrupt you, you can say, now, where was I? Or, okay, I was talking about. If we look at the right-hand side, let's read the example together. My school opened 10 years ago. So the person interrupting will say, can I ask a question? Now let's jump to the internet search, find out about a castle or fort in Egypt. So I want you to look up or browse about a castle that was built in Egypt. Okay, now we're going to jump to lesson 4. If you look at the pictures on the right-hand side, we have the lighthouse of Alexandria and Fort Qaitbay. Now, question 1 states, what do you know about the lighthouse of Alexandria? I would like you to jot down or write down any information you know about the lighthouse of Alexandria. If you do not have any knowledge, you can always browse the internet for more information. You can also search for YouTube videos related to the lighthouse of Alexandria and write down anything you find out. Let's jump to question 2. Where do you think the Sultan of Egypt built Fort Qaitbay? Where do you think the Sultan of Egypt built Fort Qaitbay? Where can you find it? Where is its location? And question 3, why are buildings like these important? I want you to think about question 3 thoroughly and carefully. Why do you think it's important to know about those places in Egypt? Why does it matter? Does it matter to only Egyptians or does it matter for tourists as well? Think about why they are important and write down your answers. Now, I would like you to read about the buildings and check your answers to exercise 1. Then complete the text with the past simple form of these verbs. So you have a list of verbs that you will use in the past tense as you read the text. The lighthouse of Alexandria stood on a small island near Alexandria to help boats at night. It was built at the time of King Ptolemy. He started building it in about 290 BCE. He blank building it in about 283 BCE. Many earthquakes blank the lighthouse. When the famous traveler Ibn Battuta blank Alexandria in 1349, he blank not enter the lighthouse. It was too dangerous. By 1480, there was no lighthouse. The Sultan of Egypt blank a fort where the lighthouse once blank. He blank some of the stones from the old lighthouse to build it. Today, visitors can see Fort Qaitbay when they visit Alexandria. So, after reading, I want you to try and guess which verbs can be used in the blanks. You can pause the video, think about it, and then we will check together. So, he finished building it in about 283 BCE. How do we know that it's finished? Because exercise 1 or question 1 had the verb started. So if you start something, you probably need to finish it. Now, let's go to exercise 3. Many earthquakes damaged the lighthouse. So earthquakes are disastrous for many people and they cause damage to buildings and to people as well. Now let's jump to question 4. When the famous traveler Ibn Battuta visited Alexandria in 1349, he blank not enter the lighthouse. So question 5 is he could not enter the lighthouse because it was too dangerous. By 1480, there was no lighthouse. The Sultan of Egypt built a fort where the lighthouse once stood. He blank some of the stones from the old lighthouse to build it. He used some of the stones from the old lighthouse to build it. So I would like you to always reread the text before you write your answers and then check at the end. Now we're going to jump to our project. I want you to look at the sample on the right-hand side. The Muntazah Palace is by the sea in Alexandria. King Abbas II built this as a home for himself in 1892. It has 2 towers and high walls around it on 3 sides. The other side faces the sea. You cannot go inside the building now, but you can visit the beautiful gardens. Now, this is a sample of a tourist leaflet about the Muntazah Palace. You will write your own tourist leaflet about a place you know in Egypt. You will research important dates and facts about that place, such as who built it, when did they build it, why did they build it, and how long did it take to build? What does it look like, and what can you see and do there today? After you're done collecting information, you can write a paragraph about the place that you searched. You can even print out a picture of the place and stick it onto your tourist leaflet. Guys, you did a great job. I'm very proud of you. Now we're going to wrap up. We have listened to a conversation between tourists and the tour guide. We listened and completed a fact file. We used phrases for interrupting. We carried out an internet search about an Egyptian castle or fort. We learned about more places in Egypt. We completed a text using the past simple verbs. And we wrote a paragraph about a place in Egypt. Guys, that's a wrap. Thank you. This was Nusara Bassiouni. Have a wonderful day.